Welcome to Kalimahora with me, George Galloway, for Al Mayadeen Television, coming to you from London, but discussing the world, including your part of the world. What is that hoving into view? Is it a new world order, or what is that smell? Is it just the decomposing old world odor? Who knows? But my distinguished group of experts in this panel, in this show this evening, will seek to answer the question: is a new world order now emerging as the Ukraine-Russia-NATO war progresses, but may be heading towards a close distinctly unfavorable to the NATO-United States side? It's easy to see now how Western sanctions against Russia have backfired disastrously. In the old Chinese proverb, they have struggled mightily to lift a huge stone only to drop it on their own feet. Joe Biden talking about Putin's price hike is having a devastating impact on the American economy, which is one interpretation, of course. Another would be that the United States imposed sanctions on Russia, which have backfired spectacularly on the United States, but somehow it's all Putin's fault. Despite at least $75 billion worth of military assistance to the government in Kiev, the war is going badly for the NATO side. Any military expert and any serious journalist will tell you that the tide of the war has irrevocably turned and will not turn back. In my own view, by the end of this year, there will be two Ukraines, an East Ukraine and a West Ukraine. The exact relationship of the East Ukrainian territories to the Russian mothership, of course, remains to be determined. But that Eastern Ukraine will be the part of Ukraine that has all the access to the sea, all the access to the agricultural treasures of the former Ukrainian state, all the access to the industrialized areas of the Ukraine, and the rump Ukraine, which will remain prey to Polish and even Hungarian ambitions to recover formerly lost territories, will become, like Kosovo, a NATO dependency. And the economic plates, tectonic economic plates, which have moved as a result of the worldwide sanctions drive, will now shape the economic order in the world, certainly for the rest of my lifetime. The Russian and Chinese states have moved so close together that you couldn't slip sixpence between them. This was a lifetime fear of President Richard Nixon, of Secretary Henry Kissinger, of zealots and ideologues like Zbigniew Brzezinski, who tried everything they could over so many decades to keep China and Russia as far apart from each other as they possibly could. But now Russia and China are effectively one state, at least on the economic and maybe even military level, and see things in the world through the same pair of spectacles. And countries like India, perhaps soon to be joined by Brazil, certainly already joined by Iran, and countries like Venezuela, and many of the Latin American countries, are beginning to see themselves, feel themselves as part of a different world order to that which is inhabited by 15% of the world's population that describes itself as the West. Now, of course, even within the West, there are deep divisions and, as Biden now acknowledges, deep economic problems, which may or may not be resolved.